Hi everyone, welcome back to Awesome Slot Videos. I am on the Carnival Mardi Gras. We are on a cruise from the 7th through the 13th of September 2025, and I am doing a video on the casino, and I'm going to walk you through it, explain a few things, share some information. So we're going to start here. We are on the backside of the Mardi Gras Theater, which is forward on deck 7. And the casino is on deck 7, and we're gonna walk in on the smoking side. So here we go. Yeah, just a word to the wise. They have these little touchless door scanners for your hands. So this is the smoking casino. We are in port in the Dominican Republic right now, so some machines are going to be completely black screened, but this is a bank of the Devil's Lock and then some other random machines that go down. They're all kind of made by the same company. Can't really see. Blubber or Blueberry is the name of the brand. You can see it at the bottom of the slot right there. Again, this is the smoking section, so they have a roulette table. They have a lot of different versions of blackjack. They have a 3-card poker. They don't have Let It Ride on this side, but they have a total of 7 tables and 1 roulette table. They just put this machine in last night, and apparently this brand, IGT or Light and Wonder, allows them to change the games. So each of these games have multiple games on them, so they came in and reset them. They did it also on this set of machines last night. And one of the things that I noticed, which is some good info, is that the return to player on this Carnival ship is about 87%, which is not the greatest compared to like Vegas. So they have the money ball machines, and they got a bank of 4 of those here, and they've got the yo-ho hog, and they have a bank of those machines here on this side. So interesting, these two right here, as of last night, were the triple drums. Now they've went ahead and put them all in as super hot flaming pots, so now it's the whole bank of those. And then they have Chili Mania. And then they have a couple, more Chili Mania, sorry, wrong side. I'm thinking of another set of machines. And then they have Ying Da, or whatever that is. And then they have this Kingdom of Horus. We'll go ahead back over here. Then you can see they have 6 of the Buffalo Links machines. They do have a couple of video poker. And then they have some dollar machines. They have pinball. This is the Super Shamrock game, and then I can't remember which one this was. 88 Rising. Over here they have the Buffalo Triple Power and Timberwolf Triple Power. Played those a few times. Not a whole lot of luck. Wasn't that impressed. Then they have Top Dollar and some Triple Strike. And then again, as you can see, we're kind of further up from the smoking section. So we'll go back over here to the main walkway. They have more video poker. They've got some triple coin treasures, Shamrock Fortunes here. And then they do have a bank of Lightning Dollar Link games. And then they had some Wheel of Fortune, Dollar Wheel of Fortune games. Had some great luck on that machine last night. And then they have Long Bao bank here, and then on the other side they have more Wheel of Fortune machines, and then they have some Buffalo Lightning Link, or Lightning Buffalo Link, and then they have the Carnival games, and they have another bank of machines here. They've got Kismet Cat and Karma Cat, and then they have another couple of Lightning Buffalo Link here. And then if we go back again, that's where the tables are. They have some Dollar Storms, high limit. These are all high limit ones. High limit Dragon Link. Nice majors on those, and then some more high limit Dragon Link over here. And then they have Black Widow Grand. They have this Buddha game. Somebody hit for $4,000, almost $5,000 on this on an 88-cent bet the other night. So congratulations to them. They have plenty of the Bao, Zhu, Zhao, Fu, Blast, plenty of the rocket games on this ship. Not a big fan of those personally. Then they have Wolf Run Eclipse over here. Then they have more Rising Rockets Empress over here. And then they have the lower limit penny through $2 Dragon Link bank of them here. And then another bank on this side. And then this is one of the entrances coming in from the mid section of the ship, where they have on the Mardi Gras, they have like this 3-level theater, and they integrate the seats and stuff. It's pretty cool. Then they have one of me and my wife's favorites. They have Mo Mummy, and these are high limit ones. It's 10 cents to $1. You can see that. And they had just put those in when we got on the ship. And then there's another set there. And then they have more of the Bao, Zhu, Zhao, Fu. And then over here they have the quick hit games. Tried that a few times, wasn't that lucky. These are high limit. These are 10 cents to $1. You can see the increments there. Okay, and then they have Dracula. Played that game once, didn't hit a single line hit on it. Then they have the, I'm not even sure what this game is called, but not a big fan of it either way. And then I think they have the 9-line ones on the other side. Again, this is the smoking section, which during the day they do a good job of putting air freshener in here, and they must have better ventilation because it doesn't smell that smoky. So then you have your Monopoly games, you have Lion Link. These games, I can't remember what these are, but they're here. And then again, more Rising Rocket games over here. They have Toro, Cacholet, and more Baoju, Zhaofu. And then on this side, they have, just can't think of what those are. Those are the, it's a train game, and I can't even think of it right now. So I'll have to, if I think of it later, I'll let you know. But it's a fun game. It's the one where you can get the 6 coins. It goes up and it has all these gates you pass with the red triangles, but I can't think. Railroad Riches, that's what it is. So they have a bank of those. Then they have a couple of Casino Wizards. Then they have Frankenstein. And then they have Dancing Drums, Golden Drums. Played that a few times, pretty fun. And then they have a bank of Huff and even more Puff and more Frankensteins. I will say the weird thing on this ship is every single Huff and Puff machine, the sound doesn't work on them, and it's really weird and kind of annoying, but it's every single set of machines. And there are a couple different kinds of machines where the volume does not work for some reason. Here's more Money Balls over here, and then more Money Balls on this, or I'm sorry, Rising Rockets on this side. And then you have the bar. And so now we're walking over into the non-smoking section and just trying to keep from filming people as they're walking through the casino. And then here, again, some machines I can't or don't know which ones these are, but now we're in non-smoking, and non-smoking is really, really big. But I can't remember what those are. Hadn't played any of those. And then they have the Black Widow game again. And this is to the far right, walking back towards the cash cage. And then they have this game, Magnificent Phoenix. And then for those of you who like to play the President's Game with the wheel, Mega Money Catch. It's a variation of, I can't even think of the name of the game. Don't really ever play it. So, and there's the Power Push. Won't even try and say what kind of game this is, but they have that. And then they have X Wheel Chili here. And then The cash cage is right there. I'm just trying to keep from showing people. And then they have the lanterns game, and then another cabinet of machines that's turned off. Unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of these. This is some Boo Bucks that's turned off, and this is the cashier back here. And they do have ATM machines if you happen to need those. And so now we're along the back wall here. Not even really sure what game. Mighty Magnus game. Never heard of it. Again, more blank machines. I think these are some more of the Super Shamrock games. Fortune Spot, Mega Diamond. Yeah, some of those kind. Then of course Huff and Even More Puff. Again, volume does not work correctly on those, so it's kind of weird. And then some more banks of machines that are all turned off and don't have any clue what they are. This is the Bacon Brothers Building Company. This is a fun game. If you're having some luck on it, it can be fun. Or Huff and Puff High Rise is what it's called, actually. And then over here, look, more super hot flaming pots. Obviously a very popular machine on this cruise. And then there's some more of the Rockets games. And then, not even going to try and say it, but it's kind of a fun game. Played that a few times. And then we have, look, the regular big hot flaming pots, not the super, but the old version. And then you have a bank of fire links right here, going all the way down to the end. They have the old Mo Mummy game here, a bank of those. And then, then they have a bank of Buffalo Cash. Sorry, there was a cleaning lady walking through. And they have some Dollar Storm. These are the high limit ones. Or I'm sorry, regular limit. They have from a penny to $5. Then you have the Goldfish Feeding Time. And then on this side, you have more Lion Links. And there are some Lion... It's a bank of Lion Links that's on that side in Smoking that was blank. Now I remember. Dragon Link. Low limit or regular limit, I guess. And then there's Ultimate Fire Links here. More of them. More Lion Links. And then you have the Piggies. And they just put in the all aboard games over here, which is funny because I can't think of the name, but it's the one with the little bees that fly out and if you get the bonus. And was playing that last night, so they just switched the machine, so they obviously have the ability to switch some of these machine banks out to different games depending on who the maker is without having to get new cabinets, which is interesting. So more Dragon Links here. Again, Smoking over there. And then you have the bar. And then I'm going to try and not show people here. But now we're walking down more into the non-smoking. As you can see, it's pretty big. I mean, if you look back behind me, there's a lot. It's a pretty big casino. It's a huge ship. One of the two biggest cruise ships in Carnival's fleet, and this is a players club. So if you have a player's card and you need to talk to a host or anything like that, casino host, this is where you do it. And then they have a lot of table games. However, they have mostly variations of blackjack. They have this Let It Ride table, which is one of the worst games in the casino for a return to player for table games. They do have 3-card poker. And then the rest of these are pretty much variations of different blackjack games, like Lucky Ladies and Fun 21. They do have a craps table. Stays very busy when the casino's open, and again, more variations of blackjack. Then they do have a second 3-card poker, which is the game I play. They've taken out all the Texas Hold'em games. They actually have 2 roulette tables in non-smoking. So I'm just trying to give you a perspective of the size of the non-smoking casino. And we're in port in the Dominican Republic. And I thought it would have been a good time to do a video, but of course can't keep people from walking through the casino. So I came back up at the start of where the tables are. There's an entrance here that comes from the 8th floor down mid by the auditorium and stuff, and then we're on the back side of that theater that I told you that's like 3 levels. It goes from 6, 7 up to 8. but we're here at the beginning of the table games. And sorry, there's more people walking by, so I'm trying to keep them out. Here's a Reign of Anubis game. And this is something else, can't remember. Oh yeah, it's Rake and Bacon. Okay, cool. Coin Trio, whoops. Coin Trio games over here. And then there are more of the regular big hot flaming pots. I guess there must be a lot of people like that game. More Dollar Storms with the super grand jackpots. And then I'm going all the way against the wall here to try to avoid people that are just walking around corners randomly. More of them here in the back. And one of the things you'll notice about a lot of cruise games or slots is that the grand jackpot normally is fixed. So if the grand jackpot is 10,000, the super grand is 25,000. It is not a progressive. It does not count up. The only ones that do are the majors. And that's it. More blackjack games. And then they do have Keno. Then they have a bank of Huff and Even More Puff. These two are the same way. They have their volume is messed up and it's really weird. Oh, they've been working on these Railroad Riches games since we got on the ship on Sunday. I'm assuming now they're open for business. And then on this side they have Super Burst. Not really sure what game that is. And then we'll turn back around here. Again, trying to avoid people. There's more of the Rockets games. I know there's a lot of people that like those. As you can see, we're off the main walkway through Momo Mummy. These are the lower limit games, and really enjoy that game a lot. And they have a bank of quick hits. They have a bank of Huff and Even More Puff. They also have more video poker. And these also, the volume is messed up. So again, not sure why that is. It's really strange. And then back here they have Quick Hit Link. Haven't tried this one yet. I'm going to try it because I haven't had a chance to play it, but it looks like it might be a little bit fun. All slots are fun when you win. And then there's a whole bank of Lion Links right here. And then you have a whole bank of the Karma Cat right here. And on this side, they have more Dragon Links. These are regular limit. And then they have the Quick Hit Platinum, Dancing Drums Prosperity, more quick hits. And then they have some Lion Links down here on the end. And this is the exit, but I'll go back to where I was. There was somebody walking, so I was trying to avoid them. So we're on the back side of these Dragon Links, and it's another bank of them. And as you can see, we're back down here by the roulette tables. And there's a bank of unknown machines here. I'm not really sure what they are because I rarely play in non-smoking because, yes, I do smoke when I'm in the casino. And then they have the 9-line like Patriot games here. And so this is the very back of non-smoking. They have the Casino Wizards. They have an entire bank of Radiant Gems, Blazing Sevens, the Crystal Star Deluxe 9-line games, which are pretty cool. They have 2 pinball. These are $1 up to $10, I believe. And then they have 2 top dollars, same denoms you can select. And then they have more of the 9-line games. And they have Wheel of Fortune, more 9-line games. And then these, I can't remember what, these are the firecracker ones where you get these firecrackers and it goes up and gives you like these boxes and stuff, but I can't remember the name of it. Then they have more Dollar Storms all the way back here. Then they have more high limit Dragon Link on the back wall. And then more of that Dynamite game that I can't think of. More 9-line games. And more Wheel of Fortune. So we're in the very, very back of the non-smoking section. And trying to avoid seeing people. And so if you look, we're at the very back here. So I'm going to go back up. So there's another entrance right here. And I would guess that would be like a main entrance to the non-smoking area. Coming off the mid elevators here on deck 7. And then you can look in all the way down the other side of non-smoking. And then to the right of that is where smoking is. And we're looking at the forward to the forward front of the ship. And then going here towards the back, they have some silly claw game called the Vault. Highly recommend not playing that game. It is a huge waste of money. But what am I to say? What's a huge waste when I'm a slot player? So, this is what they call the Buffalo Room. It's in the back, very, very, very back of Non. They have Buffalo Link. They have a whole bank of those. And then they have the Ultimate Stampede game. They've got a couple of Carnival games. They do have Buffalo Chief. They have Triple Boost, which is kind of a cool game. Haven't played that very much. They have Triple Power. Not a fan of that one, really. They do have Lightning Buffalo Link. Like that game a lot. And they have a couple of Buffalo Gold Wheels of Reward. And so this is another entrance exit to the non-smoking side of the Mardi Gras Casino, and it's right here on the back end of the Punchliner, which is the comedy club here on deck 7. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I wanted to give a very extensive version of it. Again, today is September 10th, 2025. We're in port in the Dominican Republic on the Mardi Gras, Carnival Mardi Gras. And one last thing I was going to just share. I like to share this with everyone. So everyone gets a player's card. You know, this is your card for, I'm not showing you my name or anything, but this is your card for getting into your room. It's what you charge everything on while you're here. You can charge to your room if you have put a credit card down. You can charge on the slot machines. So you can put $50 on the machine and charge it to your room. And then when you leave the machine, you cash out, put it back on your card. And then you can come to these little kiosks if the cash cage is too busy. And just trying to hold off. There's some people walking by. So I'm going to let them go by so I can talk. I don't want to stop this video. I'm almost to the end of it, so sorry. But anyway, so this is a kiosk where you put your player's card in right here. It'll come up. It'll ask you if you want to cash out everything from your card, if you want to take a certain amount off your card. You do it like an ATM, you pick that, and then it'll pay you out. If you need to break any bills, this is also a bill breaker. And that's how that works. And so they have these located in various areas of the casino. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, this is Awesome Slot Videos. And hopefully maybe we'll see you on a cruise sometime. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, everyone.